What's up guys, it's Sal from House of Gaia Pythons. So today in today's episode, I'm going to be going over my incubator and my incubation process basically. So before we get into it, I just wanted to say that the method I'm showing you today that I'll be using, it's a new method for me. Again, this is my second year going into ball python breeding, even though I've owned them for many years. This is my second year breeding, so I'm still learning. I just wanted to put it out there that the method I'm showing you, it's something that's new to me, like I said, so it has been used by other people. It was recommended to me by Chris from the reptile ward, so I'm excited to try it out. Another thing I wanted to mention though is that there are plenty of videos on YouTube with people who have much more experience than I do, so definitely go check out a couple more videos in terms of other people's incubation process and how they set up their tubs. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let's jump into it. Oh, actually, before we jump into it, I was super excited today. I got my first prelay shed by my het clown female today, so I'll insert a picture somewhere over here of her. Excuse the fact that she's on paper towel. Unfortunately, I had to switch some of my females over to paper towel because I wasn't able to get ReptiChip at the time. So I kind of left them on paper towel. I didn't want to disturb them. I didn't want to change substrates or anything like that, just to throw them off in any way. So anyways, I'm super excited about that. And then I also have my Mojave female is still in her prelay shed, but she should be shedding any day now. So I'm super excited. I just wanted to throw that out there quick because I'm giddy like a schoolgirl. Anyways, let's jump into the actual video. All right, guys. So basically, like I said at the beginning, I just wanted to go over kind of my incubator, why I picked up such a large incubator for such a small amount of animals, and why I'm doing the tubs the way I'm doing them. So, so first off, I guess we'll start with the incubator. So basically, this is I got this incubator from Cornell's World. They're an awesome company. They're based here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I heard nothing but good reviews. I've been going to them for years, ever since I started getting into snakes. I think back in like 2013 or 2014 or so is when I purchased my first couple racks from Greg from Cornell's World. I've always had good service there. They stay busy. They build really good products. And I know quite a few people throughout Canada and even throughout the States, and I'm sure the world, have this incubator. And they also make a small and medium version of it as well. So the reason I went with the large one, because I know when I first got it, a lot of people were like, whoa, that's huge. And like, it is big. The first thing that I wanted to mention is like, I wanted to get a bigger one because I know eventually I'm gonna have as many clutches as this thing can fit. That's my goal anyway. I want to try to get this thing absolutely filled with clutches at some point. So I knew I wanted room for growth. So even though this year, even if I can only fit, 2 shelves worth or maybe even 2.5 shelves worth, that's awesome. But I know eventually I'm gonna get to the point where I'm gonna wanna fill it. So instead of buying a small one and outgrowing that this year, or a medium and outgrowing that in a couple years, I figured I might as well just get the big one. Save myself from buying 2 incubators when I can just get one. And again, like I said, since I'm local, I didn't have to worry about shipping this huge thing across Canada or anything like that. So I saved on shipping, which is huge for an item this big. So that was the reasoning why I got the large Cornell's World incubator. So in terms of how the incubator's been working, so I've been testing it out for the last like 2 months now, maybe even a bit longer, just seeing if it's holding temps. And then I was trying out different methods inside my tubs. So just seeing like if one method is better than another. Another thing I had to keep in mind is that I live in Calgary and it is insanely dry here. This room outside of the bins and the incubator usually sits at about 12% humidity. So obviously that's a huge problem when you're owning snakes, especially ball pythons, because you don't want them getting too dry and causing RIs or anything like that. So luckily for me, inside the tubs, I'm not getting that low of humidity, obviously, so it's just the outside of the room. So anyways, as I was saying, so one of the reasons I went with this method here that I'm about to show you, I figured it would keep the humidity best out of any other application. Vermiculite, perilite, and hatcherite, all good products. In fact, I have some backup tubs, like I said, I was testing everything out. So I have backup tubs with vermiculite in them. And you know, if I'm not happy with my current method, then I might just switch them over. As I get more eggs, I might switch over to the vermiculite. So what I've been doing, basically, I have two different setups, and I'll show you guys here. So the first of my setups, which is the one I'll be going with, and this was in the thumbnail here. So basically what I have here, I have sponges underneath soaked with water, and then I emptied this for the video, but basically gonna fill it almost about halfway to the sponge with water. And then I'm gonna have my easy hatch trays, which are awesome. This is the first year I'm trying them as well. Right on top of the sponges, just kind of like so. And that's how I'm gonna have it set up for this year. So basically the water, or the sponge is holding all the water. And I found that, I mean, obviously that's a sponge's job, is to hold water. So I felt like it was gonna do the best job for me, just because of how dry it is here. And then obviously I'm still gonna use press and seal on top, just to make sure that there's no, so none of the humidity is getting sucked out by our insane dryness that we have in the city. So that's the first method there. And I have this guy here, which is basically Old Faithful, which is just super wet vermiculite. I have 2 layers of light diffuser, just so because I have quite a bit of water in there, because again, it's so dry here, I don't want to take any chances. So I have 1 layer of light diffuser kind of as a guard, so the eggs would not touch the water, and then I have a 2nd layer here, just to make sure that the eggs aren't touching the water, essentially. I also wanted to go over what type of tubs I'm using, in case there is anyone out there who's newer, even newer than I, and is wondering which tubs these are, because most people always show the tub and they're like, oh, I love these tubs, they have the nice flash here, and they never show you what they are. So I'll just put it on the screen. But basically it's the Sterilite Clearview latch 6 quart. So what I was trying to get at, basically, I'm actually on here trying to ask what your guys' opinion is. Do you think I should go with the sponge method or the vermiculite method?
Yeah, do you have any Today sponges? I know they're off the market, but
Actually, we have a case left.
A case?
However, like I said, I do have a couple of tubs set up with the vermiculite. I have enough light diffusers, I have enough vermiculite in case I do want to switch completely. But I wanted to see what everyone's opinion is. Have you ever tried the sponge method? Do you think you would try it? Do you think I should try it, or do you think I should scrap that and just do straight vermiculite? I'd love to hear some opinions, so if you guys want to leave some comments down below and let me know what you think, that'd be awesome. So one of the reasons I chose to go with the sponge in general was just because I had heard that it's super clean, you don't have to worry about the vermiculite getting everywhere. It's super cheap and disposable. Like, I can use these sponges and easily buy new ones next year, which, I mean, vermiculite isn't super expensive anyway, so that's not a huge deal, but it was one of the things that kind of pushed it. But I did like the fact that it was just kind of cheap and easy. Like, it does what it's supposed to. That's what sponges are made for, so it's supposed to retain water. So I just figured because of our dryness here, it would be kind of a better method. Now, I understand that once I have the press and seal, and if I soak the vermiculite enough, it would do a similar job. So to be honest, I thought it was a cool idea to try. Again, because it's my first year coming back into it and having a clutch after 7 years, I'm super anxious. I'm an anxious person, and I want to make sure I get everything right. So that's why I do value you guys' opinions. So these are the sponges I'm using, and I cut those guys in half. Now, technically, the reason I cut them in half, because after I put these in there with the Easy Hatch trays, I wasn't sure if there was gonna be enough clearance for the eggs, especially with the press and seal. So when you're putting your press and seal on these particular tubs, the tops do have little clips that help hold in moisture. So you want the press and seal to have a little bit of a concave on it. That way this isn't ripping through it and therefore letting all the air out, so kind of making the press and seal useless. So anyways, I cut these in half because I figured it would be better so the eggs aren't touching the press and seal. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I went in depth enough about kind of my plan and stuff like that. I just wanted to basically kind of put out there like my process on what I'm doing, and hopefully if anyone's watching it who's new, this will kind of give you a step in the right direction. Like I said, there's plenty of good videos out there. Garrett DeMeyer from Constrictor Design has one. Billy Rose from Mutation Creation has one. Austin from Royal Highness Pythons has one, and so on and so forth. There are plenty of people to go and check out to get a more in-depth and more experienced version of what I did here today. But I just wanted to kind of put it out there, and I also want to, like I said, whenever I do these videos, I look forward to one day coming back and checking them out and seeing them for myself and seeing where I was at this point compared to where I will be in the future.
You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
Anyways, I hope you guys have an awesome day. Make sure you're staying positive and focused out there, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe because it means a lot to me, guys. We'll see you later.